Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you another video. All right, so the score was 132-127. The Lakers lose the basketball game against the Kings in Sacramento, and I'm disappointed again, man. This is the third straight Laker game that I did not find myself walking away from it pleased. I thought we played better, but it was a lot wrong there, man. First of all, got to give De'Aaron Fox his credit. He rolled his ankle in this game. We probably won't see him for a little bit, but he did come back into it after doing so. I think he had like 37, 38 points, 8 assists. He just carved us up. We got no answer for him. So that's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is Austin Reeves, 1 for 12. Man, I don't know what got into Austin, but he was unplayable tonight. Absolutely unplayable. Got to a point where we couldn't even put him in the game down the stretch of the fourth quarter in overtime because honestly, he was that bad. Just unplayable. Braun had a really good second half. I told you guys he wasn't really involved in the first one. By the second half, he really did some good things, but them 8 turnovers really hurt us, especially the last one down the stretch where he and D'Lo had a miscommunication in overtime with like 5-6 seconds left, and they just bounced the ball out of bounds. Really bad stuff. What else? Christian Wood is still at 3 of 3. It's like I told y'all at halftime, he was 3 for 3. He got in his rhythm. Coach never put him back in the game. What else, man? That was hard to watch. Malik Monk was like 4-9 from behind the arc, some big threes hitting overtime. Kevin Huerter bounced back big from his 0-5 performance against the Warriors. Came back, hit some big threes in this game as well. Man, Anthony Davis, 30 points, 3 blocks, double-digit rebounds. Very, very good game for him. Taurean Prince had 20 points, but missed all the big shots. All the big ones he missed. If he would have hit any of them big shots, we'd been straight. D'Angelo Russell was hit and miss. As I said, he had made that miscommunication with Braun on the end, but he also had some moments where he hit some big shots in overtime. Also had some moments where he missed some big shots down the stretch of the game. So it was hot and cold. Not a whole lot to love, but not a whole lot to hate. Gabe Vincent was a professional jogger out there for about 32 minutes. Gave me like 2 points, 2 assists, just nothing. I didn't need that. I don't need Gabe Vincent on the floor, man. Let's just be honest. He's not really doing a whole lot for us, man. He's a small guy, played well in Miami Heat's system, but now we got him running out here as a designated small person that our coach, who has a fetish for playing small players, must play all the damn minutes. He got more minutes than Rui Hachimura and Christian Wood combined. It's like, just I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Just know that I don't need to see Gabe Vincent for much longer. I really don't. So that's my attitude, man. Y'all know my attitude ain't going to be good after the Lakers lose a game like this. We did score 125 points, so we're very happy about that. 127 or 125. I think it was 127. And so we're pleased about how many points we were able to score since we've had such a lackluster performance offensively, but defensively we didn't really help ourselves. I thought we did pretty good in transition. 22 fast break points. Bron James really stepped up big in the second half, as I said. I don't exactly remember what his stat line was, unfortunately, but he did have 8 assists and 8 turnovers. So those 8 turnovers far masked the good out there, unfortunately. And he did some great things. Shot a corner 3-point shot from in overtime that I thought was really fantastic. Drove at the lane, drove at the rim, and put some real pressure on the rim. So I thought he played pretty well. He just couldn't stop turning the ball over. Yeah, man, Darvin Ham's rotations weren't very good. I would have pulled Austin Reeves sooner. I mean, he did finally pull him, but you let him get to like 1 for 12, bro. I mean, once he starts showing me 1 for 9, I'm good. I'm good. Once we start getting to that territory, it's time to pull a player off the floor. Rui Hachimura played a really good game, but didn't get the ball as much as he should have, and his minutes were really cut in half. As I said, Christian Wood, same thing. Christian Wood had 14 minutes on the night and was red hot. Just Darvin's bullcrap. Yeah, man. I'm really tired of what I'm seeing here. Through 3 games, the Lakers have not been the greatest. This was a fun game to watch. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but there was so much wrong with how we rotated our players tonight. So much wrong with who we leaned on to score and who we didn't. Some of the miscommunications and things like that were a little frustrating. But I just thought that our perimeter defense was not as good as it needed to be against the Sacramento Kings. And they just hit bigger shots than us. Taurean Prince, like I said, 20 points are great, but not the ones we needed. Every big 3 there was to hit, every big shot there was to hit, he missed them all. You know, D'Angelo Russell kind of along the same lines. It's just like, bro, if these are the guys that we counting on to out-execute players like Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter when they got it going and De'Aaron Fox when they got it going, we're not going to win. Okay? If this is who you got, if this is your answer for the execution issues that we've had against teams like Denver who score regularly, consistently down the stretch of basketball games, we're not going to win. That's what it really comes down to. We didn't answer these we did not address these issues. And it's not that a roster can't do it. It's just this dude's playing the wrong people, man. When you got Rui Hachimura hot, you know, Christian Wood would have had 35 points easy tonight. The way that his rhythm was going and the way that he was catching and shooting the ball from behind the arc and all that stuff, we got away from him so that we could get the ball to cold people, bro. That's really what my Lakers did. They got the ball out of the hot hands to try to get the cold guys in rhythm, and they never worked their way out of that. You know, I don't need Austin Reeves taking 12 shots when he ain't hit but one of them. That needs to be Christian Wood. So these are the type of things that's like, bro, Darvin, you got us to the Western Conference Finals, but last year was a hard regular season, and through 3 games, this is very hard to watch right now. Our team is not very good, man. I'm just going to be honest. And it ain't because we ain't got the personnel. It's just because the choices this coaching staff is making right now. It's not making the roster look very good. I don't need Gabe Vincent to play 32 minutes. There's nothing he's doing out there that gives me 32 minutes of basketball play, fam. He don't have that type of bag. You know what I'm saying? Taurean Prince getting all these big shots. These are role players. Career role players. They solid, but they're bench guys. Like, literally. You need to be making sure Rui Hachimura gets those looks, Christian Wood gets those looks, and for God's sakes, man, play the young fellas, man. I ain't seen neither one of the Maxes in all 3 of these damn games. Max Lewis and Max Christie, these guys could be having some really good games in these situations, helping us on the defensive end and offensive end, respectively. Both of them have strengths on those areas, while we playing career role guys, and they bricking shots like career role guys. I like upside. Y'all know that. I'm big on upside, and I don't see none of that with the players that we're running, man. I don't think that they can give me more than they've been giving me for the last 6 years. These guys. And so that's the problem. The Lakers, and I don't want to use the word scrub because I don't believe these guys are scrubs, but they're using normal guys to do superhuman things. And that's really what it is. Coaches are leaning on some real solid role players that they're just not going to get much better than they are, and they're not going to do the stuff that you need them to do. Malik Monk is going to outscore a guy like that. You know, he's going to out-execute a guy like that. Kevin Huerter is going to out-execute a guy like that. You know, Domantas Sabonis, they're better players, man. And so while we have one of the deepest teams in the league, you got to slot the roster properly. And you can't X out the players that have the upside that could potentially be a lot better than role players for guys who are just going, you know, I'm just being real. They just, you know, they cool, man. They really are cool. And so that's what it really comes down to. I think these guys are solid. And I don't need solid. I need above average down there. I need to know that a guy can potentially even, you know, maybe make an all-star team one day. I don't know that Max Lewis can't potentially make an all-star team one day. I don't know Max Christie can't potentially make an all-star team one day. You know what I'm saying? But Taurean Prince ain't never, no. Gabe Vincent, no. I'm sorry, fam. No. So that's what it comes down to for me. I'm big on this. I'm very big on this. You got to give me the guys that I know have a chance of popping to a point where the teams like that are going to have to respect these players. A guy like Max Lewis, you don't know that Max Lewis wouldn't have had a 25-point game tonight. He's that type of scorer. You don't know that. But if you don't play him, then you can't get that out of him. Like I told you guys, I legitimately think the way that Christian Wood looked offensively tonight, he would have had 35 points. If we would have kept feeding him, he might have had 5-6 threes tonight. The rhythm that he was shooting, the way that he was popping the ball over the place, offensively, he wasn't giving me nothing. I mean, defensively, he wasn't giving me nothing. But Dirk Nowitzki wouldn't have gave me nothing defensively. I keep telling y'all, if a guy is an offensive talent to that degree to where he can score 35, 40 points on a good night, if he's hot, you don't play him 14 minutes. You play him 35 minutes. And Darvin Ham just wasn't doing it. And we found ourselves in situations where it was a last rebound kind of thing. The ball tips twice, and who's the person in position to get the board? Gabe Vincent. And, of course, it goes to the other team because Gabe Vincent ain't rebounding nothing. That needs to be Christian Wood. If Christian Wood's on the floor, you get that board. So it's like these are the type of things that Darvin does that make people want him just not to be a part of the team, man. And as I'm here today, I'm telling you, I don't have many more games to watch our team play this poorly, where he's not rotating properly, before I'm going to start talking about getting him up out of here too. I ain't there yet, because I want to give people leeway, especially they get us to the Western Conference Finals. It's a long season. He's going to give these guys plenty of minutes. All the people I mentioned are going to play a lot throughout the course of the season. I get that. But I don't want to go down 3-1 in the season and then have to fight my way through to the play-in tournament because we made our roster look worse by way of the stuff that we chose to do. And that is exactly what I'm seeing here. I know we miss Vanderbilt out there. He would help a lot, especially if his 3-ball is falling. He could really help us. But, I mean, I need to see Rui Hachimura more. I need Austin Reeves off the floor or anybody else if they're going to go 1 for 12. I don't need them on the floor long enough to see them miss that many shots. You know what I'm saying? I don't. D'Angelo Russell, again, he gave me some of what I needed. You know, he hit some big shots. He missed some big shots. But overall, he's just a step above solid. Like, he's about as average of a star as you're going to find in this league at this point, man. He's average, man. He's better than the Taurean Princes and the Gabe Vincents. But he's going to be below everybody else. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And so when he's not playing well or when he's not hitting big shots, it kind of becomes a situation where his weaknesses kind of show, man. You know, and so I thought he played a solid game. If I would have judged D'Angelo Russell, I'd say he got like a C+. You know, he wasn't horrible, especially with some of the things he did down the stretch of the regulation after he missed his initial 3-point shot. Then he came back and hit a big one. You know, that was solid. Had some big shots, a 3-point play I like. Drew fouls against Davion Mitchell, kind of removed him from the game. There was a lot of things that I can say that I like from D'Lo. So it wasn't a bad D'Lo game, but as you can see, we did not win. You know what I mean? And so here's something I need everyone to understand. When it comes to Gabe Vincent, he's not a point guard, fam. I know we're down a point guard right now because we're not using Jalen Hood-Schifino with him being hurt at the moment. Y'all done got rid of Scottie Pippen, which I think was probably a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, we don't want to run Bron at the point when he had 8 turnovers, I understand. Even though he had 8 assists, which I'm happy about. I like that his assists are up on the season. But I think we could use another playmaker on this roster. When I look at some of the players on this team, one of the things that we're starting to see a consistency of in regards to our team is we don't have a lot of playmaking. And on a night like tonight, I need Austin Reeves to be able to shift out of his scoring mentality into his playmaking mentality and walk out away with about 10 assists tonight. That's how he helps his team when he can't score the ball. You are a fantastic playmaker. You want the ball to be a point guard. Maybe we put him at the point guard when he's not shooting this bad, but Gabe Vincent's not passing. Taurean Prince not passing. Anthony Davis not passing. Christie's not passing. You see what I'm saying? These guys are not playmakers at all. And you start to find yourself deficient offensively, naturally, because these guys ain't making plays for each other in theory. You know, just by off of what it is that you expect them to give you. None of these guys are going to get over 3 assists a night. So that becomes a problem. It can potentially make your team a bit stagnant when it comes to playmaking. So we need ourselves a Josh Giddey or something. We need somebody like that on this roster, man. And that's what's really what it comes down to. I'm not sure that we don't already have what we need, but we just got to use it better. You got to shift some players around, shift some other players in different positions. Rui Hachimura is more than capable of playing the 3. You know, he really is. I don't need Taurean Prince out there forever. I don't. You can sit him down, move Rui to the 3, put Wood at the 4, AD at the 5, and then swap out Bron in that situation a little bit till Vando gets back. That makes sense to me. You know what I mean? And these are the type of things that are possible. Maybe you shift D'Lo to the 2 and put in another playmaker, Austin Reeves, D'Lo. So I don't know what we got to do. We got to shift some things around. It's not working out for us right now. It's not working out, man. I don't know what to tell people. I am happy that we scored as many points as we did. But we also gave up a lot too. You know, the Kings, I don't have the stats in my head. I glanced at them and got them out of my head quickly. But if I'm not mistaken, the Kings shot over 40% from behind the arc, 50% from the field. Like, that type of stuff is like, it's really hard to beat anybody when you can't defend at all. And granted, they are a uber talented offensive team, so I'm not going to say our defense was completely south. But we need to tighten up some. You know what I mean? At least some. And like I said, I'm happy we got it into overtime. The shot that Keegan Murray missed in regulation was wide open. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. We could have very well lost it at the buzzer. So that defensive possession was pretty bad. You know what I mean? You lost the game. I can say the team has improved from Phoenix because we played so bad against Phoenix and won. But we lost this one, you know what I mean? And they're lighting up the beam right now, Sac, and that is something we desperately want not to happen in the second matchup when we come back down there. So, I don't know, man. It's through 3 games. We got a lot of work to do. But Darvin Ham's instincts and what he wants to do with the roster, I cannot stand, man. I just can't stand his instincts. His instincts tell him to do certain things that I would never, ever want us to do, man. You know, 3-guard lineups and small ball lineups, not using Christian Wood and Anthony Davis more together when that's been successful, not swapping out Jackson Hayes with one of those players so that we always have somebody big on the floor, moving Rudy to 3 sometimes, letting Austin play a little one instead of Gabe Vincent since he's so much smaller, and give yourself so much more size, so much more of a capability of getting boards, and things like that really matter. You know, we saw small ball not work out for the Sacramento Kings. They went small ball down the stretch of regulation, and we started getting boards that way. So small ball doesn't really work for anybody, man. And it's just, it gets to a point where you just saw, yet again, just like the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers just simply got out-executed. When it's time for winning time, who can hit shots? That's why I did not want us to let Malik Monk go, because he's one of the best executing players in the league, in my opinion. He's just going to hit shots when he needs to. He's just efficient as they come. And he showed us that tonight, 4 for 9 from behind the arc. Smoked his old squad, just like KCP. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like some of this stuff. I said that I thought we were losing by double digits tonight, so I'm very happy we played better than I expected us to. But we were down by double digits with normal throughout the course of the game. In certain situations, we were down by double digits. So it's like Sacramento's going to score, man. But if we don't have an answer for a guy like De'Aaron Fox, then we can best believe they're going to be the team to knock us out in the playoffs. We may not even get to Denver, because if we run into this team, that's a bad matchup. So, you know, maybe we have an answer if we can put Vanderbilt, a healthy Vanderbilt, on the floor. Maybe he can slow down De'Aaron Fox since he is capable of doing that kind of thing. Maybe Jalen Hood-Schifino throughout the course of the season, by the time we get to that point, he's a real role guy for us and can really help us there. I don't know. But right now, I just feel like through 3 games, we haven't looked that great, man. The team looks pretty mediocre, to be honest with you. Maybe a play-in tournament team. If we keep on running our roster like this, we might make the play-in tournament. But that's my real assessment. And I just think our roster is so much better than that. Our roster is better than that. You know, but with the players that we're missing, coupled with the fact that we can't use our two-way guys, which is also a big problem, because a guy like Castleton would have helped us a lot tonight. Demoy Hodge would have got some defensive plays that we needed, that kind of thing. So it's like, you know, I would love for us to kind of get those guys up so we can have a little more help down there. But, you know, I guess it's who you're missing. You know, missing Vanderbilt and missing your natural backup point guard is a problem. You know, and that's what it really comes down to, because it does force you to kind of run some things you don't want to run, some players out of position, stuff like that. So I can see where the problem is at. But I don't know, man. I really don't think I have the answer right now. Our offense got a little better, but our defense was not even close enough to keep up with this team. And it's rough, man, on a night where Anthony Davis has a pretty solid night. I think he had like 30 points and something like that, 14 boards, something like 3 blocks. On a night like that, if he's shooting that, you know, that way, and he's giving you some scoring, you want to walk out there with a win, man. And I just felt like we did not run the right players in the right ways. Rui and Wood need more time on the floor tonight. That's what it comes down to. Especially Christian, when he was just red hot. Like, just red hot. and we only use him 14 minutes. What can I say, man? My Los Angeles Lakers dropped down to 1-2. We got another game tomorrow night. We got to fly quickly back to LA, play the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic is a huge team with young players, guys like Cole Anthony, Paolo Banchero, and Franz Wagner, and Carter, and Anthony Black. They got some really, really talented young fellas down there. I would love to see us make some changes. I really would. Because I just don't think we're good enough right now to really execute against some of the better executing teams. And I don't expect Orlando to be a great executing team, but they got some massive players that if we don't bring it, they're going to bring problems to us. They're big. That's what it really comes out to. They're a very tall team. So that's not who you want to play on a back-to-back. When you had to go into overtime, that's another problem as well. It's like it would have been great if this game ended in regulation so that we didn't have to rush it back to LA and not get the type of sleep that our team would need. So it's a lot of stuff that you definitely walk out of this game not feeling great about your team. If you're a Laker fan through 3 games, I just don't feel great about us. I'm glad we won that Phoenix game so we wouldn't be 0-3, but we feel like we're 0-3, and it looks like we could be 0-4, 0-5. The Clippers look like a pretty good squad. They just beat San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken. I don't like us. I don't like us. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like us. I like how Bron looks. I like how AD looks. I like how a few players are looking. Like I said, Christian Wood looked like he was gonna have a good game tonight, but we're flat. We're just coming out flat, man. And that's the thought. I just want us to get back to doing things that we know we can do and kind of get away from things that aren't working. Austin Reeves not gonna have another night like this, man. He's not. And if he shoots this bad tomorrow, we can start really get worrying about what kind of season he's about to have. But I don't expect Austin Reeves to play like that again for another 4 or 5 years, man. That's just is the worst game he's ever played, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was just simply the worst game he's ever played as a Laker. So that was a big part of why we lost. If he would have been himself, that's the points right there. We don't find ourselves in overtime if he hits his shots. So, he laid an egg, a rather ridiculous one, to be honest with you. And I just understand that Darvin Hams would be wise to make some changes. You got some talented players on this roster. Just lean into him a little bit more. Rui Hachimura got it going in this game. I really like what I saw from him with the minutes given, but he didn't have enough of them. We looked him off. Could have got him a 3-point shot in a wide open situation. Just looked him off. I had the wrong people shooting the ball tonight, man. That's what it really comes down to. The wrong people taking the shots. And maybe that's just what the defense gives you, but the Sacramento Kings don't play no damn defense. That's what it comes down to. And so, I don't know, man. I'm of the mindset that Gabe Vincent can get it together because he's already proven he's a good player. But I just feel like a lot of times guys are system players. He's a Miami system player. We ain't in Miami system. We need more of a traditional point guard. And that's not who he is, man. He's a shooting guard, combo guy, can play some defense. He did some good defensive things again tonight, so give him his credit. But I just don't love the fit. I don't love the fit when D'Lo is the guy he's swapping in for. That's like, man, nah. That's how I felt about that, especially when Austin don't have it going. Especially when they know Jalen Hood-Schifino. So it's just... I like our roster, but you got to use it a certain way, man. And Darvin's way of using the roster through 3 games, I just ain't like. I ain't like how he used the roster last year. Some of the stuff that his instincts tell him to do, things that he believes in, it's just awkward, man. Awkward. And I don't know what to think of us. I don't know. It is obviously early. We can get it going. Most LeBron James teams start slow. They really do. But we got a good Bron going right now. How healthy is he going to stay when we're leaning on him to play overtime games this early in the season? I just... blah. That's the word, man. That's exactly what I have to say about this game. Entertaining in terms of pace. They kept up with Sacramento to a degree. Some big shots hit. Some good plays made. I love what we did in transition. The fast break was really fun to see. So the pace against Sacramento is always going to be great. But they just flat out hit big shots, and we flat out didn't, man. And so that is what I have to say. I really haven't had a whole lot to say about these games. If you notice, my pregame videos are longer than my postgame videos, because at the end of these games, you just sit up here saying, man, I don't know. I ain't feeling it. It ain't giving what it's supposed to give. You know how people say it ain't giving the Lakers ain't giving what they supposed to give, man. You know, a bit more entertaining tonight, but you just walk away feeling like, man, we okay. Like, you genuinely think that this team is okay, and I just don't have any idea how that is the case when the roster's so deep. But I'm not calling for us to trade anybody. I don't think it's just too early to start thinking like that. But if this keeps up, we will be thinking about what type of moves can be made to improve this roster, man. And that's where it really comes down to. I don't think anybody's going to trade the coach, so we're not going to even suggest that. Because even if we wanted it done, I don't think Jeanie fires him this year. But we got to be honest and say, here we go again with the small guy that he must play 30-plus minutes a night who ain't going to do a damn thing for him. Here we go again, man. And I said it when we signed this guy. I was like, we gave him a 3-year deal. That is Darvin's go-to guy. You know he's going to do this. He do this with everybody who's under 6'3" every time. And he's the only guy on this team that's under 6'3", and wouldn't you know it, he getting all the damn minutes and doing absolutely nothing. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.